Today, what we have here might look very familiar. Do you guys remember one of the laptops that we reviewed late last year? It was the ASUS ZenBook 14 UX425. That laptop has a 13-inch variant, which is the UX325. So what we have here today is technically another variant of the 13-inch version. It's just with an OLED screen. I mean, really though, other than just the screen difference, everything else about this laptop remains the same as last year's ASUS ZenBook UX325 and UX425. So, we'll first start off by talking about, of course, the screen first. This is a glossy 13.3-inch 1080p OLED panel made by Samsung with the codename of ATNA33XC11-0. Obviously, the screen here is magnificent, it's very bright, the colors are very vivid, and since this display here is the main highlight of this laptop, we took out our colorimeter and tested out its colors as well, which, to no one's surprise, this display is very color accurate for both at 400 nits of maximum brightness. Yes, it can go up to 400 nits, and that is just blindingly bright. At both 400 nits and 100 nits, the colors are very accurate. It mostly covers 100% of DCI-P3, sRGB, and also Adobe RGB color gamut. As for color accuracy, the delta E number is also pretty low in average. ASUS also included a few of those OLED protection technologies into this laptop via the My ASUS software. So if you head into the My ASUS software, click into this button right here, and then we can see we now have the OLED screensaver functionality, pixel shifting, which is essential and I highly recommend you to turn it on. And then we also have the automatically hide taskbar option here. This feature definitely helps in terms of reducing burn-in, but I can see why a lot of people will not turn on this option because Windows can get quite finicky when it comes to the automatically hiding taskbar option. And if you want to learn the ins and outs of OLED panels on laptops, click at the top right corner there. And we also have another video on how to take care of your laptop with an OLED display, which is also at the top right corner there, which I highly recommend you to check it out if you are just an OLED user in general. You don't have to own a laptop to watch that video, or if you have an OLED TV, again I highly recommend you to watch that video too. And one thing that we did mention in those two videos is the amount of power that OLED will suck up in comparison with IPS LCD screens at the same level of brightness. OLED will be much more power hungry, but this laptop is quite unaffected. I'm not too sure why. So this laptop comes with a 67 watt hour battery, but for some reason, throughout my very heavy usage of heavy Chrome browsing, Spotify, and I also stream quite a lot of Netflix on this laptop here because it's just so beautiful. The battery life on this laptop, it lasts me for at least 6 hours with no issues at all. And why I say at least is because depending on what you're viewing on this OLED screen right here, if you're viewing mostly black colors, then the OLED display will not use that much power, and that can prolong the battery life to up to at least 10 hours of battery life. So yeah, the range of battery life is gonna be huge, but again, that really depends on what kind of software you're using and also what you're viewing on your OLED screen. But other than the screen though, this laptop remains pretty much the same as the UX325 and UX425 non-OLED version. So we'll first start off by, let's first look at the ports. So on the left side here, we have a single HDMI port, double Thunderbolt 4 ports, and then at the right side here, we have a single USB 3 Type A port and then another micro SD card reader. Again, we don't have any audio jacks right here, but this laptop does come with one of those USB Type-C to 3.5mm dongles in the box. And this laptop is still very thin and impossibly lightweight, which is something that I highly appreciate as well. The keyboard is still fantastic to type on, but the extra column of keys at the far right side will take some time to get used to. And this laptop also comes equipped with the latest 11th gen CPUs. The one that we have here is the Intel Core i7 1165 G7 which means it is very powerful and we can technically play some lighter weight games with no issues at all. For example, GTA 5 at its lowest graphical settings, it's doable, and in terms of level of performance, it's pretty similar to last year's UX425, so once again, I recommend you to check it out at the top right corner there. Also, this laptop comes with an Intel Core i5-1135G7 model, which is significantly lower in price at only 4,299 ringgit, whereby the Core i7 model that we have here is at 4,999 ringgit. Everything else remains the same. You still get only 8 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of SSD, and same battery as well, 67 watt hour. So not too sure if that extra 700 ringgit price gap is justified, but to me personally, I would just recommend you to get the Core i5 version. And personally, what I've been doing with this laptop though is mostly just to watch shows because speakers on this laptop is quite good. The trackpad, yeah, I should also mention about the trackpad. It's the same as the UX425 and UX325. It's an ultra wide trackpad. Also has that number pad feature. Overall usability is good. It doesn't have weird palm rejection issues or whatnot. Overall, it's a very good laptop to use. Yeah, that's about it. The main highlight of this laptop right here is the OLED screen. Oh, and I should also highlight that there's Windows Hello functionality as well, so you can log in via your face instead of typing in a password, which is convenient for a laptop, but there is no fingerprint scanner, so yeah, if your face unlock doesn't work, then you have to type it in. And yeah, that's about it. That's all we have to share with you about this laptop in particular. This is the ASUS ZenBook 13 UX325 OLED version. Yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. We see you guys in the next video.